Hey, everybody. Good morning from the Finley Hyundai Studios. It is The Drive. Devin Dixon, Paul Ratliff, Connor Collins, and now joining us on the hotline, Coach Bennett, Cedar Reds head football coach. Good morning, Coach. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good to talk to you. Thanks for joining us this morning. And playoff football is in the air. I want to first start with this, Coach. When you saw the bracket unveiled and you saw 6 Region 9 teams in the same quadrant of the bracket, what was your thoughts last Saturday morning?
To be honest with you, I thought it was a little bit interesting. I was a little bit surprised because, with 27 teams this year, I felt like there would be a little bit more diversity with it. I thought there'd be probably a little bit more of a breakup, if that makes sense. But I think it should be pretty exciting. I mean, I think this region right now is one of the best, or one of the better teams or better regions in 4A. But I was a little bit surprised, to be honest with you. So.
I was shocked myself, Coach, and I didn't like it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I did not like the fact that we're going
Yeah.
to rerun all these Region 9 matchups we just saw. Now, you did
Yeah.
play Pineview back in September, so that's been a while, but
Hmm.
Hurricane Desert Hills played 2 weeks ago. And then you got Snow Canyon and
Yeah.
Crimson sitting there waiting for the winners, and I'm going, we just saw these matchups with all these new teams. I want to see some other matchups, and we don't get it except for Dixie and Logan in this first round this weekend. So you guys have the Pineview Panthers. You beat them on your home field. You get them home again. The first matchup, you win 28-15. Obviously, a lot's changed between September 22nd when you beat them and now, Coach. What
Hmm.
specifically has changed for you guys? Obviously, the injury to Devin Crenshaw comes to the top of the mind.
Yeah, I think since we played them last, I think obviously both teams have improved quite a bit. I mean, we saw some film of Pineview last week playing Snow Canyon, and I mean it was a closer game than the score indicated. And I think they're a team that's continuing to improve. I think we're a team that has had a little bit of injuries. We do have some depth at that position where we can move some guys around, but I think both teams have continued to improve quite a bit. We're definitely going to be playing a lot better team than we played a few weeks ago. So.
I wanted to specifically ask you, how's Devin's spirits? How's he doing? My reports from people that were at the game said it was a full dislocation. It was almost backwards. It was a bad situation. They had to get him on.
Yeah, you feel bad for the kid because it's his senior year. He just that was kind of the end of his career. He's kept his spirits up, and I think he's doing really good. And I think the team hopefully I think is going to pull together for him and continue to play hard. But he's doing good. So.
Yeah, hate to see that. Give him our best. Coach Bennett, Cedar Reds head coach,
Yeah,
with
well.
us here, hanging out, talking playoff football. Tomorrow night, it's a 6 o'clock kickoff up there in Cedar City. Panthers, Reds, here we go. We'll stream it right here on the Fan Sports Network. KSL is having us stream it for us, everybody statewide on KSLSports.com. So lots of ways if you can't make the game. I expect a good crowd. I'm sure you expect a good crowd for this game, Coach.
Yeah, we've always had good home turnout. We have a great student body that shows up to help us out. I mean, they have one of the larger, loudest bands in the state, and so we're excited for that. But we've got great community support, and so we're hopefully we'll get a big turnout tomorrow night. So.
Coach, between Traden Elliott and JT Jeter, they receiving wise, they total 1,257 yards receiving the football. The game plan has to be to get them to force feed those two guys, or at least part of it, right?
Yeah, we've got some, with Devin being out, we're moving some guys around and putting them in different positions, and still, obviously, those are two of our bigger guys that we want them to get a lot of touches, especially every time we have the ball. They both had phenomenal years, and so we've got some creative ways we're going to try to get them the football tomorrow, and they're playmakers. We can get the ball to them out in space. It definitely helps us. So.
Coach, are you having fun this season? Has it been an enjoyable group of kids to coach?
Yeah. I've always had fun. I enjoy coaching football. We got a great senior class. We've got a lot of good kids on our football team, and so it's been enjoyable to be around. We've had some close games. We obviously wish we could have come through, but this has been a fun group to be around, and we're hoping that we have a strong finish this postseason.
I'm curious, some of the changes. Was Crenshaw playing both ways for you, Coach? Was he a two-way guy? Was he getting...
He wasn't. He was just playing running back for us on one side of the ball, and so we've moved some other guys around to different positions. So in hopes we can fill that role. But Devin will be a tough kid to replace.
Yeah.
Now, so.
Yeah. Is he going to be on the sideline in crutches, or is he going to be up in the press box, or what's the plan?
I think he's planning on being on the sideline there, supporting the team and everything. And, I think that'll motivate and hopefully inspire our team to play hard tomorrow night.
One guy we don't talk about a lot is Jake Ellis. Tell me about Jake's work ethic and what he's meant to this team.
Jake's he's a solid player for us. He's been a great linebacker for us this year. He's definitely the staple of our defense in the middle, and he's one that's flies around and makes plays. Reads defenses really well, but he's definitely been a solid player for us on that defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about your quarterback. You made that tough decision early in the season. I think it was week 2 that you were going to go to Everett Kelly, the sophomore quarterback, and move Coden Lunt to linebacker. What's been the ripple effect of that move now as we go to the playoffs? Is it been positive? Are you seeing the improvement you wanted to see from Kelly, and Coden still got a great attitude? Take me through that whole process.
Yeah, we felt like, that second week of the year, we felt like Coden would better help the team, moving him to the defensive side of the ball. And Coden's just a good kid, and he's a captain on our team, and he understood why we made the decision. And Coden's had a great year on the defensive side of the ball. Everett, has really done well for just being a sophomore. I think he's thrown for a little over 1,700 yards. And he's just come in. He's very smart. He understands the game. And for just being a sophomore, he brings some leadership to that defense, or to our offense, which we need. So, we've been pleased with both, and both have great attitudes about it. So,
Coach, we always talk about it takes 3 phases to win a football game. One of the phases you guys are great at is special teams, specifically the kickoff return game. 710 yards of kickoff return yards for you guys. National average is 254. Talk about your return man and that unit that's creating so many holes for your returners.
Yeah, like Tyler Monks is our special teams coordinator. He does a good job. He puts a lot of time into scheming and putting these guys in their best position possible to be successful. But we've got 2 great return guys. Obviously, they're 2 of our better offensive guys, Trade Elliott and JT Jeter. But they're both got great speed and quickness, and we try to, scheme different ways, obviously, on punt return and kick return to get those guys out in space and get them going. But they've had phenomenal years and given us some, chances to have great field position throughout the year.
Coach, who if you had to pick one guy on offense and one guy on defense to have their best game of the season to guarantee you guys win in this first-round matchup tomorrow night against Pineview, who would you guess would come up big for you in the game tomorrow night?
I think on the defensive side of the ball, Coden Lunt, I think, is an X factor. I think we've got to have him continue to play really well at that linebacker position. I know that Pineview's got, some guys back that didn't play with us or play against us last time. But I would say defensively, Coden Lunt. On the offensive side of the ball, we don't talk a lot about him a lot, is our offensive line. We got our offensive tackle, Noah Vega, who I think has had a really good year and kind of been overlooked. But I think if those 2 guys have great games tomorrow, I think they're going to give us the best chance possible to win. So,
about, the early statistics, Pineview, I mean, Adam Moore, through 3 weeks of the season, was leading the nation in passing. We get in a region play, and then people get film, and they, teams have beaten them like you did in the first matchup, 28-15. How do you make sure that he doesn't get the ball to Quincy Jones and Brock Harris and they don't go bananas on offense? I mean, have you guys got some wrinkles defensively without giving any secrets away that you guys think you can slow that offense down?
Yeah, and we've worked on a few different things this week. Obviously, we're going to show some different looks. They've got a great quarterback and they've got 2 great receivers. I think as good as anybody we've played this year. And so we've got our hands full. Our secondary's got to obviously step it up and play at a different level this week. And we've got a few things without giving it away that, we're going to try to, hopefully get some pressure on the quarterback. But I think we also got to respect their run game. I know they got a big running back, and their offensive line is starting to really play well right now. So we've got our hands full tomorrow night, and, we've challenged our kids to step it up and be ready. So.
Yeah, and ready they will be, I'm sure, Coach. Tomorrow night again, 6 o'clock kickoff. We're going to have wraparound comprehensive coverage on the radio right here on 93.1 in Cedar and 99.5 in St. George. So We'll start our coverage with Dixie Logan at 5 o'clock, but at 6 o'clock, we'll be peeking in on the Cedar game, and we'll be jumping over to the Hurricane Desert Hills game and back and forth, kind of almost some red zone type coverage, key situational coverage. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And if you can't make the Cedar Pineview game in person, just go to our website, thefansportsnetwork.com, and you can watch that game again, 6 o'clock kickoff tomorrow night. Coach, I know you got to run. Bell's going to go off here in about 7 minutes or so, but thanks for carving out some time for us on a Thursday morning, and good luck tomorrow night against the Panthers.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me.
All right, that is Coach Josh Bennett, head coach of the Cedar Reds, getting ready for playoff football. I mean, the season flies by, and here we go. Tomorrow night, going to be exciting, and I think this is the best first-round 4A matchup we have in the entire bracket. I mean, 28-15. Yes, they beat them by 13, Paulie, but, like, this game could come down to that team that makes the most fourth down stops, limits the turnovers. This game could be very compelling. This could be a lot closer than the first round matchup. I could also see a scenario for both teams where, they can really get it humming, and we could see a 14-point win for one team or the other. But Nolan Perry's Power Guide has this as a 4.3 power rating differential. So he thinks this game is going to be close.
Yeah, it's going to be a defining play. It's going to be a Brock Harris one-handed catch or a Coden Lunt pick or a JT Jeter long catch. It's going to be a big play that defines this game most likely.
Yep. Appreciate Coach Bennett jumping on the show with us. All right, hour one wrapping up. Show today brought to you by Prime IV. Prime IV. It's fall, and everybody's getting the sniffles or the cold. There's the latest strain of COVID going around. They got the Immunity Armor Drip, super powerful drip that's gonna help you fight off feeling under the weather. It's a total boost for your immune system. High dose of vitamin C, zinc, proven to help prevent, shorten, reduce the severity of the cold, the flu, or viral infections. Everyone probably needs to go get that drip at Prime IV. They got a new patient special down there you could take advantage of. Tell them you heard it right here on the Fan Sports Network. And hey, maybe you got allergies like I got. You go get that Myers cocktail. There's a lot of benefits, a lot of great drips that you can get down there while you sit back in their zero-gravity massaging chairs. Hour one in the books, hour two coming up. We'll be right back.